Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is John Ayers. I'm a 23-year-old entrepreneur born and raised in Wayne, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. And I've dedicated my life to doing whatever it takes to change the world for the better. Today I'm here to tell you about a very serious problem that most of you are unaware of. You see, I was in the same position as you just about a year ago. I had no idea how many recalls were issued every single day on just about every single product you can think of. Till my uncle got very sick from eating contaminated food one day and brought this all to my attention. The thing that gets to me is most of these recalls wouldn't even exist if all these companies we trust to safely manufacture and produce all our products and food took just a little bit extra time and just a little bit of extra money to have everything they produce properly inspected. This would not only make our food and products safer, but it will save so many lives from ever falling victim to this tragedy in the first place. We've already passed new laws and regulations for food modernization, but it hasn't really made much of a difference. And there's never been an effective enough way of warning consumers of all recalls and consumer warnings that directly affect them. Until now, we have created a much needed life-saving app. Picture each recall as a local news headline. If each local news headline from around the world were all broadcasted on the same station with no organization, one after another, it would be almost impossible for someone watching to catch their local news, which is exactly what's happening with all these recalls. And it's time we put a stop to it. I'd now like to introduce you to the person who first brought this all to my attention. Someone who has been through what most people don't make it through. In fact, it's a miracle he's here today to share his amazing story with us. Without further ado, I present to you my Uncle Mike.
Hello, I'm Michael Ayers. I was born and raised in the suburbs of Detroit. Good old Detroit. A little town called Romulus. I graduated from there in 1983. I've always been self-employed since the day I graduated. Found out that there was great opportunity in the United States, and I took advantage of it. I paid my taxes. I worked hard every day, every year. Been married over 20 years. Moved away to North Carolina. Got 3 kids. I was making 6 figures. I got sick in 2006. Didn't know what from. Just thought I overexerted myself at work. I was working for 13 different companies, sometimes 28 days a month in a row. But I was working. Work was good. Put a kid through college. 2 of my kids in college. And life was good. I got sick. Started going downhill, my health. I started having all these weird symptoms, reoccurring blurred visions, bad back cramps. I was throwing up, foam. It was like the worst sickness I've ever had. But I've always been able to work off my sicknesses. And so I keep working. Come 2007, I'm on my way to work, and they have a recall come on the radio. I've never even heard of a recall. And so I'm listening to it, and it's saying that they're recalling peanut butter. And I'm like, wow, that's what I eat. I got some right now. And that's what I've been eating since I remember eating it today. I got sick. I was doing a job. I was eating peanut butter crackers at the time because I was saving money because I had kids in college and self-employed. So I'm working, I get sick, real sick, throwing up, gut tore up, back cramping up. I couldn't finish my job. I was an hour away from home. I thought I just overexerted myself. I was working by myself that day, doing a whole house of carpet. So I had 2 closets to do. I couldn't finish it, but I had to get home an hour away. 45 miles. So I start taking off from the job. I started throwing up worse, my back's cramping, can't hold my stools. And on the way home, I must have stopped 5 times to throw up. I just thought I overexerted myself, and I've always been able to work off my sicknesses. That night I laid in bed with the chills, covered up, knowing I had a college set up for the next day that I had to get done because it was August 6th and the students were moving in August 8th. I get to the college, superintendent says it looks like I'm dying. I said, nah, I just feel really terrible. I got really sick yesterday and I still feel like crap. He said, well, let me go get you some bananas and Gatorade. I said, okay. So he come back with it. I put the bananas in the car and ate more peanut butter crackers that my wife had made for me because we were saving and being tight on money for the kids and bills. And so I drink the Gatorade, eat more peanut butter crackers, end up getting sicker. I threw up outside the school, went back into school, sweated and thought I could sweat it out. Didn't know what I was sick from. But I got sicker that night. My stomach started cramping really, really bad. I ended up being dehydrated for about 13 days. I mean, my main drink that I would drink was Gatorade every day. Every day, that's all I was drinking was Gatorade. I didn't even really care for Gatorade before then. So I called my wife and she says, yeah, we got that kind of peanut butter. I said, great. All right. So I have something, to prove, to know what I got, So instead of just thinking I have colon cancer or something. So I get home, I ask her what happened to me, where's the peanut butter? She said I threw it away. I said, what do you mean you threw it away? She said, yeah, they came on TV and told us to throw away the peanut butter and keep the lids for full reimbursement. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't get mad at my wife. My wife was just doing what she was told by the TV. But really, that was my case. That was my evidence. So I couldn't really do nothing. So I continued to work. I ended up going to the doctors from 2007 to 2009. I guarantee I was at the doctors 75 to 100 times. I was at infectious disease. I went through 10, 15 different kind of antibiotics. I've been to the eye doctors. Doctors couldn't figure out because it was the first nationwide outbreak of salmonella. They didn't know what the symptoms were. Okay? So they are just now learning about all this stuff, and so was I, because I started doing research in 2009 when I become disabled. So when I'm doing my research, I find out all these problems I have, all the problems most people have are systemic from a foodborne illness. Whether it's arthritis, vision problems, just all kinds of health, your stomach problems, everything is all related. So I encourage you, to help out on this app. I think God played a big part of saving my life. That way I can help save other people's lives. God puts things in your way to slow you down, and it slowed me down. It about stopped me dead in my tracks. I'm worried about everybody else out here that's consuming this food and products that they're putting out with all these foodborne pathogens. I believe God spared me. I could have died. I was deadly sickened. But I believe He spared me to help save lives. I'm excited about this app. I believe that it's going to go worldwide. I believe it's going to, it's just going to take off. And I just believe in a better food system for the United States. We went in 2010 to see President Obama. We met the senators and some representatives, and we got President Obama to sign in the Modernization Act of 2011. But it's just not working. I get recalls from several food advocacy groups every day, and it's food that you would never believe. Lettuce, cheese, every kind of food you can think of. Dog food, cat food. We got to do something about this. I hope y'all join in. We're wanting to help future generations. I suffer still today from a food I ate in 2006. I could have died, but I think God spared me so I could save other people's lives. And hopefully you all will back us, and so we can get this app out in the United States and then go worldwide, and we can save people from getting sick.